everyone! Welcome to our 6th quest of Eldfall Chronicles Northern Wind. We are on one path, which I already forgot the name of the actual path we're on, but we're in Act 2, and we're doing Frigid Pagoda is where we started. Obviously, I have everything set up now. The map is supposed to be this way, but that's not going to fit on my table, I don't think. So I did it like that. There you go. We placed the tiles, we put our heroes, we put Encounter 1 and a Desecrated Shrine token over here. There's a few things I want to go over before we get started. So first of all, I need to look up what Alchemist is. I forgot to do this. Because one of our characters is now an Alchemist and a Rogue. Replenish non-arcane consumables in the strategic phase. Wait, so he just makes copies of his fucking consumables now? That are not arcane? That's arcane. Wait, he could just make haze bombs now. Cause that's a consumable ranged. Okay. Cool. Theros is now packing an infinite number of bombs. Alright. So a couple things. So that. I'm going to be trying to take things a little slower and focus on learning how to use enchantments properly. Inari's enchantments, Burning Touch and Melting Touch, are important. I need to learn how to use these. A few things I learned. Enchantments can stack as long as they're not the same name. So Inari and Nara can both cast their enchantments on, say, Theros, and he will have access to, say, Necrotic Wound, and Melting Touch, and Mirror Bubble if I wanted. So, like, I can spread out and stack enchantments as long as they are not the same name. And this is important because the enchantments will last until my next active turn. Meaning that they will apply during the reactive turn. So, like, if I give him Melting Touch, which is incredibly potent, by the way. It has Armor Piercing and Burn 1. Meaning he just completely negates their armor, which is hilarious. He can basically just pot shot people. He can apply poison himself with a Cunning Precaution when he shoots. Or, of course, +6 power on his shots. So I can either give his shot a POW 19, or I can make him POW 13 but Poison 1. Poison is also incredibly powerful. I need to really use Poison more often, because Poison is a toughness roll at -6, and on a fail they take a point of damage. And as far as I can tell, you don't, just get rid of it. Poison doesn't just fall off. They stay poisoned once they're poisoned, unless you cure it somehow. Inari can remove poison with her cure spell. So, if one of my buddies gets poisoned, Inari can, remove it. But otherwise, you don't really get rid of it. Obviously, I have a little dice tray. My little dice tray with all my dicey boys. I was doing critical hits wrong. So, if I roll a 1, and I crit, it only negates 1 in a confrontation. So, if, I'm reacting and roll a crit, I only get rid of 1 of the hits. I don't get rid of all of them. That is a carryover from Infinity. Infinity, if you roll a critical, which is a completely different way of rolling criticals, you negate everything in the confrontation. That does mean, though, that it only works in confrontations to negate. Dodges are not confrontations, because they're agility checks. So if I declare dodge, and I dodge everything, the crit doesn't matter. The big thing with crits is the armor piercing thing, the completely ignoring armor. That's the big power of a critical. Now, obviously, if I crit, and I am in the active roll, since they only react with a strike on a single roll, I just negate their strike, and I can hit them 3 times. So, those are the big things I learned. Also, Guran is a duelist. I screwed up Guran. She would have negated all combat arts level 3 or lower, which means his assassination wouldn't have been affecting her. I'm not sure if Duelist negates it in melee only. Yeah, she's trait Duelist. Duelist is combat. Target of this model's attack cannot use combat art. So she would negate when she's attacking. She could negate fencing 1, 2, or 3. But Seigan had fencing 4. I could have been trying to hit fencing 4, which is knockdown, and she is the same size as him. So basically, I should have tried to use knockdown instead of anything else. But yeah. Oh, and obviously I have a little playmat now, so hopefully things are a little more stable. Obviously, there's no glare. Like, I have my window open. It's early in the morning today. So, and finally, the final thing about before we start the Frigid Pagoda, between quests, you can reorganize people's inventory. So right now, Theros is carrying most of my gibberish. He has exactly 6 weight worth of items between his lance. He has his lance, he's got his warding pelt, and his naga. That equaled out to 6. She's only got her claws, which count for nothing. The staff, which is 3 points of her 4, and a precious materials, which is 1 point of her 4. Is precious materials arcane? No, it's just I can discard it. And then Anari, who doesn't really need anything. She's got her healing potion, her medicine, and her arcane monocle. Although, now that I know, I want to give Theros the medicine because Theros can literally just infinitely generate medicine now. I need to put the medicine on Theros. He can infinitely... Okay, actually, before we get started, let's do that. We're taking the dagger off. Before we go into this quest... oh, and the healing potion could also... That's also not arcane. Okay. He's taking the healing items and off of her and taking the short sword and the dagger, and he's switching. Because these are not arcane. He can just use them once every turn. Theros is my fucking resurrector guy. And she's just going to hold a short sword and a dagger right now because... Oh, and her arcane monocle. And that's all she's got. Okay. Hi, Theros. You're the potion man with a potion plan. Obviously, I have my synergy this time, which I'm going to be doing a lot of enchanting. I'm probably going to be stacking a lot on these two. So, yeah, I really need to make... I'll probably do that before the next one. I'll make some, like, index card enchantments so I can more easily... Because Nara giving somebody Cleave, which was... Because Cleave I don't think matters. Yeah, Cleave is literally just, if a model suffers a wound, it suffers an extra wound. So, yeah, and ignore armor. Armor piercing you half the armor. So, a lot of these are going to be quite hilarious. Because, like, she's got Melting Touch, which has ignore armor and burn. Yeah, this is absolutely... I have been doing this very wrongly. Oh, yeah. And finally, we remember, we're on day 3. We're at midnight. We're at the start of day 3, and that was because of an event in number 5. I'm sitting on quest C, D, G, M, and N, which is fine, because since I played Guran wrong, losing F, which was my proof of beating her, yeah, it doesn't matter. But I did get healed, so no weak points, which I originally had. So, yeah, let's go ahead and read the setup for Frigid Pagoda. You near a frozen lake where a thin mist clings to its glassy surface, giving the air a surreal quality. A narrow path winds around the shimmering edge, leading to a towering 3-story pagoda, its silhouette barely piercing through the white expanse. As you walk towards the structure, an unnatural stillness envelopes the lake, your footsteps echoing with each careful step. There is no sign of the ogres. Only the shattered remnants of a nearby shrine hint at the barbarity that recently swept through this place. Technically, there is a lake right here, and the white means I can draw a line of sight through it. So, I can draw a line of sight through this little hole here, I can draw line of sight through all these and through here. So, like, if anything spawns from here, I've got sight on it, which is important. Okay, so quest rules: desiccated shrines. If there are more desecrated shrines on the field than restored shrines, each time a hero suffers a weak point, they suffer one additional. Restoring shrines. A model may restore a desecrated shrine by doing the following steps. It must perform interact and remove an item of choice from its inventory as an offering to the deity. Next, it must perform ritual on the same space. These two activations do not need to be consecutive. Once it is completed, the shrine is restored. Flip the token, restoring the desecrated shrine into a restored. The quest ends when all heroes leave through the entrance. They may not leave if there are hostiles present. This is the entrance point right here. I didn't actually. Let me go ahead and get that out just because we're so nobody forgets where the entrance is. Although technically it's the exit, so you know what? We're going to call it the entrance / we're just going to call it the exit. This is where I came in. This is where I leave. Right there. There you go. Tiny little exit. Okay. So Theros has so many items I can get rid of, and she now has items because I don't need the dagger. I'm not sure I really need a burning talisman either. Okay, strategic phase. Nara will enchant herself. Nara, very importantly now, has hit and retreat. She can actually jump in, punch a guy, and run away. Which is very important. Also, she can dodge without line of sight. So, but I always have line of sight because I forget to make my dudes. So, she's going to cast Necrotic Wound on herself for now because I don't know what's coming. And we're going to start with Seigan. So Seigan's first activation is to move 2. And he's going to go 1, 2. We're going to trigger encounter 1. The air is thick with an unnatural mana. You've stepped into a clash between profane and sacred powers, though the profane seems to be choking the last remnants of the other. Suddenly, as if summoned by the darkness, a rat-like spirit twists up from the mist with a piercing screech, its form flickering. The ground seems to vibrate beneath your feet as a deep thumping grows louder. Through the fog, you can make out a marauder, its massive fists relentlessly pounding the pagoda's entrance, trying to force its way in. Okay, so we get 2 Vengeful Spirits on 1, which is... Okay, I see where 1 is. 1 is right here. So we get 2 Vengeful Spirits on 1, my little ghosty boys. Ghosty boy. And Ghosty boy. And then we need to find my Vengeful Spirits cards. Not the scary one. There we go. These guys are not altered Vengeful Spirits. And then the Vengeful Spirit card. Also, we're getting an Oni Raid Leader. I already saw that. There's the Vengeful Spirit card. So we have Vengeful Spirits. And we're also dealing with an Oni Raid Leader. Which is just an Oni Marauder, I guess? Yeah, he's not anything special. I don't have a special card for Oni Marauders. It just says Oni Raid Leader. So he's just an Oni Marauder. They're both reactive right now. So I need to flip this to the reactive. Okay. So they're both reactive right now. We need to give them their APs because they each start with their AP. He actually starts with 3. Fantastic. That's great. That's terrific. That's wonderful. And these 2 start with 2 each, which is fine because, okay. Place the Oni and place encounter 2. Place the only relayer 2 spaces east of 2. And place encounter 2, 2 aces east of 2. Okay, so they're literally in front of the pagoda, right here. So big boy 1 is like right here, and encounter 2 is also on that step. So we find encounter 2. That's encounter 3. Is encounter 2 all the way at the bottom of this freaking skid? Yes, he is. Aha. There's encounter 2. Encounter 2 is in that square with him, and he's facing the door. Okay, so the quest rules. Red Clan. Oni hostiles, that guy, don't spend AP for reactions using melee attacks. Holy shit. Okay, so I haven't declared an action yet. I could declare dodge. Now, you might be saying, why would I dodge? Well, if I declare dodge, he will literally jump forward a space and be within 1 and can try to stab them on his next activation. Which I might do. You know what I will? He's going to declare dodge. So we're going to dodge. A 9, his agility's 11, so he can dodge forward 1 space. Okay, cool. That's what I needed to do. So that was his first activation. Now, he is not going to activate again yet. We're going to do a Nari. He's in line of sight. I can shoot him with him. And I will be. But Nari is going to do some fun stuff. So, Nara has necrotic wound. These guys are immune to anything with the profane tag, I believe. Affinity elements. Because they are elemental essence profane, which means they are unaffected by effects from the elemental attack. So I believe necrotic wound actually makes my effects necrotic, which means that it would not. But she could also cast Advantage Undead. And that is also an enchantment. But she has to roll for it. Okay. Okay, so we're going to activate Nara. She's going to go 1, 2, 3. And she's going to try to cast the Advantage Undead spell on Seigan, which is Spectral Sight. So she needs to make an Int 13 roll. She succeeds. Seigan now has advantage against undead models, so he can re-roll against these 2 once. That was one of her activations. Nari's going to activate move 2. She's going to, without having to roll because she's an enchanter, she's going to cast, what's their armor? Their armor is 0. So ignoring armor is not a big deal. Sweep is. Because then he could hit both of them. But let me read sweep again. Because sweep might be big. On a successful attack roll, all models within the same space or adjacent spaces. Boop. I'm gonna not move her up that far. Yeah, so sweep 1. She can give him sweep with his lance, which has reach 1, so he could sweep with burn, which will cause the incorporeal to be ignored. I might be able to kill both of them. Okay. Yeah, so she's going to give him. So he has advantage undead right now. She's going to give him Burning Touch. So now he has Sweep 1 and Burn. Which means when he successfully makes an attack roll, all models within the same space and adjacent spaces within line of sight. Importantly, his line of sight is 360. He literally sees everything. It's one of his abilities. It's Vigilance. He has 360 degrees. So he would literally hit these two squares and this, which is why she packed up. And melee weapon reach will suffer a hit. So he makes 3 attack rolls. He will make, currently his strike is 2. Currently. So that was one of her activations. She doesn't have to roll because she's an enchanter. So she put Burning Touch on him. Boom. Now, he's going to choose from his fencing abilities, because we're going to activate Seigan again. He's going to choose from his fencing abilities Second Wind, because he has fencing 4. Second Wind, he has +1 to his strike. So his strike would normally be 2 because of his stamina, is now 3. So he's going to idle, because I don't need him moving. Because I want them, if they're going to react, I want them to react forward into his square. Because he only has 1 more hit, but he gets 3 tries to smack them. Okay. They are immune to engagement. That's important. So I have the spell type Burn. They're both going to have to declare dodges, because that's all they can do. So it's 3 strikes because of his ability, and he strikes both of them with Burn. So as long as he hits them, he gets a burn hit. He doesn't have to wound for the burn hit. And his power is 15, because they have no armor. So he has an 8, which is a hit. That 1 will cancel. That 1 is a success. He has a 6, and he has a 13. His offense is 14. He has 3 hits. They have 1 fail, 2 successes. So they're canceling 2 of his hits by dodging, and they both dodge forward into his square, but only one of them actually can, because 2 space. So this one will dodge in. This one can't dodge, actually. He just avoids. So we take out 2 hits with these. Please stop talking to me, people. I am in the middle of things. So we got that. He has 1 hit on both of them, which also triggers a burn hit of an equivalent thing that is also armor piercing, but they have no armor. So I'm looking for POW 15's 2 dice. Right? Like, burn is suffers a wound roll, the X damage rolls. Yeah, it's just more damage rolls with an armor value of 0. So each one's taking. That 5 is a connect on both of them. Or is it, do I roll damage rolls individually? No, I think I roll damage rolls individually. So this guy will take the 5, he's dead. And the other one doesn't. And then the other guy takes a 3 and dies. So there. Cleared them out. That's how we do this. He is sitting on a bunch of enchantments. He's got advantage undead. I could have re-rolled hit rolls if I wanted, but I didn't need to. So that's fine. Okay. Does he has affinity profane, which is not the same as elemental essence profane. So he can just cast it. Okay. So he's not immune to necrotic wound. Okay. Okay. Anari is going to cast now what's Theros? He gets poison, right? Yeah. Anari is now going to cast an enchantment on Theros. Also, she's going to move before she does. She's going to go 1, 2, and she's going to hang out with Nara. They both can see Theros. It's fine. She's going to use her other thing to cast Melting Touch on Theros. So now Theros' attacks have Burn and Ignore Armor. So that dude's 3 armor ain't going to mean shit. Yeah. Melting Touch. Target gains Ignore Armor and Burn 1. So Theros now has Burn 1 and Ignore Armor. She's going to try to give him Necrotic Wound, and she's also going to take 2 steps into the propane. She still has 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She can do it. So that was that. She's going to attempt, and I believe Necrotic Wound is strike 1. Yeah, strike 1. She's going to try to Necrotic Wound him. She succeeds on a 6. So he has Melting Touch. Right? Yeah, Melting Touch and Necrotic Wound. So Burning Touch, Necrotic Wound, Melting Touch, Necrotic Wound on Theros. Theros will activate, and he has an activation of 3. He's only going to move 1. He's going to try to shoot this guy, and he's obviously going to react. I'm going to try to poison him. So Theros, we're going to need distance. I think that's less than 10 inches, I'm pretty sure. Or 20 inches, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Again, if you're wondering why I'm measuring, it's each space of distance equals 2 inches. And since I can't really, counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 technically would be enough. I'm actually doing true line of sight. So that would be 20 inches of range. And I'm within that with 15. Yes, I am that guy right now. So Theros is hitting on the 16. He's going to try to dodge. So it's 1 shot for Theros, 1 dodge for this fruitcake. He succeeds on his dodge. So he dodges, Theros missed. Theros' second thing is going to be 1, 2, 3, which now can draw line of sight again because I'm not being blocked by this. That was 1 dodge for this guy. Also, the Vengeful Spirit is dead. I don't have to worry about them anymore. Fucking sweep, baby. Burning Touch on sweep. Okay, and we'll just keep these over here for any more hostiles. I'm trying to keep things kind of organized. So Theros will try to shoot him again. Theros hits. He successfully dodges, I think. No! Agility 8, 9. He fails. He does dodge, but he's taking the hit. And I chose poison this time. So, is poison on hit or on wound? I think it's just on hit. So he's poisoned. He's getting burned. He actually has poison 2 because of Necrotic Wound. Okay. Actually, yeah. So would the poisons stack? Yeah, he would have 2 different poison effects. Poison 1, poison 2, I think. Let me see. I need to know if poison states stack. Because one is poison 1, one is poison 2. State 60. Okay, it doesn't say. Oh, ritual is just a ritual action. Doesn't even need a roll. Cool. Or do I stack the poisons? Poison 1, poison 2, poison 3. A model in the poison state must roll a T6 roll every on the fail. Okay, but what's poison 2? It just says poison 2. It doesn't say what poison 2 means. Because why have poison 1, why have poison 2? Poison, 62. Oh. Poison 1, poison 2. Okay. Oh, okay, they are different. Okay, so these actually do apply. So poison 1, which is what Theros is doing, if he suffers a wound, he will become weakened until its next strategic phase, which will be after this. So that's not going to be a big deal. Poison 2 is both poison 1 and... Okay. So I'm going to give him weakened and poisoned if I wound him. So now we're ignoring his armor, though. So we have this. This will be my wounding roll. This will be my burn roll. And the power on this is a 13, because I did not use Assassination, which I should have. Both deal damage. So he's taking 1 for burn, 1 for his shot, and because of cleave, he takes another 1. I just did 3 out of his 6 hit points in a single shot, which is exactly what I wanted to do. So 3 out of 6. Because I stacked effects. That's the important part right now. I'm stacking effects on this guy. Okay. He's also now poisoned too. So that was it. Now I'm going to my end step, and importantly, Seigan is a ranger and a sentinel. The ranger is the important one here. The ranger class allows him to move without being reacted to during my end phase, which is where I'm entering. Seigan will, in fact, go. Oh, he's right there. 1, 2. He'll move. He's not concerned because it's going to be 1, 2 to get to me, and then he can come here and try to hit him. But I can react. So also Sentinel gives me a +1 strike when in reactive. So when he gets to me and attacks, I actually strike twice, not once, because of my lance. So big news. Okay, and he's poisoned. Okay. So he's poisoned, so I can possibly hurt him here. And like I said, as far as I can tell, states don't fall off unless you remove them. So he now goes to his active roll. So we flipped for active. Step 1. Strategic phase. He has to make a toughness -6 roll. And his toughness is 15, so 9. On a fail, he takes a point. He rolled a 10. He failed. He takes another point of damage. All praise. I really should have been using the buffs up until now. This goes to show you how powerful spells and states are. Now, we all regenerate our stuff. And my big boy Theros is ready with his shots to react. Okay, so he's got 3 action points. Theros can still potentially do 3 wounds per reactive shot. And Inari can also cast her different cryomancy spells. So he's a move of 2. So his first action, he is within 3 of an enemy. He's just going to walk towards them. 1, 2. Now we get reactions. Shot. And I'm going to look at her spell list real quick. I don't know if I can cast Deep Freeze on reaction. Can I? Is it an attack roll? No, Deep Freeze is an enchantment. Can't do that. I could do Water Lash. Might do Water Lash because that's knockback too. I think I will. And she's going to Water Lash. So that's 1 for her and 1 for him. We're going to do Theros' first. He gets a single strike. To see if he hits. He's going to do the +6 to his POW. So he's hitting on a 16. I hit. His POW is a 19. We get the burn die. And if this wounds, or we're going to do this one first, because this will be the base attack. So POW 19. He is ignoring armor because of Melting Touch. So a 17 will damage him. Then he'll take a second hit, and that will kill him. But just for fun, burn. Burn also damages. He takes 3 more, 7, he's dead. Also, I get 2 synergy points. I just realized that. Importantly, that's because whenever I incapacitate a hostile while enchanted, put a synergy point. He incapacitated them while enchanted. He just incapacitated him while enchanted. So, I can now give somebody Bolstered Prowess. When enchanted by another hero, gain +3 offense and defense. I never seem to use the defense stat, but +3 offense is powerful. If I give it to Theros, he's basically not missing. Because he'll be rolling offense 19. between his bow. Yeah, Theros. Theros is now bolstered. Because his offense is a 14. He's fine. I can, Seigan's cool. I want Theros to just pop people. So Theros is now enchanted with a bolstered prowess. So I'm just going to kind of put that down here. This is on Theros. So Theros is now base there. Okay, they're all dead. Oh my god. I was playing real bad before, wasn't I, people? I just completely shreked that fucking raid leader like it was nothing. On a reaction. He couldn't even get to me in time. It was just pop! Okay. So, strategic phase on my turn. We have no effects that I have to roll for. Nara will enchant herself again with Necrotic. Everyone gets their AP back on the upkeep. Oh, I forgot the Chaos deck. So let's do that real quick. We will spawn a tier 1 hostile. Okay. I forgot the Chaos deck. We're doing that. We're reversing. So, Inari still hadn't done her reaction because she never got to. Theros has done 1. We spawn 1 on 1 space behind the last hero. So we're going to spawn... we'll spawn a spirit. And it will get an activation. So we're getting our spirit. It does get an activation because it comes in with its 2. Obviously, it's going to go after Inari. But we have a whole lot of people who can react to it. Yeah, I forgot. We're backing up. It's fine, because Theros is now ridiculous. Theros is going to shoot this thing. And the only way I'm failing is if I roll a 20. So it will, on its movement, come after Inari. And it can get in there. Because it's incorporeal. It actually doesn't ignore space requirements. Yeah. So he moves in and will declare an attack on Inari with his offensive 10. Inari will declare a dodge for this. I don't want Inari in that space. Because he does not ignore space requirements, apparently. He just ignores movement penalty. Incorporeal, he ignores environment rules, movement penalties, can't be engaged. So importantly, if she gets into Theros' space, he can't come in, and he's just kind of stuck there. That's assuming he lives through this. Theros will try to shoot him. So that'll be that. So, okay. First, his attack roll. He's offense 10. He criticaled. So if I was in a confrontation, which Theros would make it a confrontation, Theros' shot means nothing. Dodge, though. A 10. Her agility is a 12. She succeeds, avoids the damage, and gets the fuck out of dodge. And now he's just sitting there, unable to get to me. Because space rules. Okay. So now we go to my strategic. All buffs are gone. Nara will give herself Necrotic again. Everybody gets their AP back. He can't get to me, so he's just going to be dodging. Okay. So, we're going to start with Nara. Nara's first thing, she doesn't have anything to do it with. I don't want to do that. And she can't move. Okay. I know what I'm going to do. Inari's going to go first. And do a movement of 2. 1, 2. And then she's going to cast Melting Touch on Theros. There's 2 spaces here, too. That's fine. Nara is going to go, because I don't want her sacrificing any of her items. We're going to try... Alright. She does have Necrotic Wound, which I believe gives her the spell type. Right? Yes. Okay. So while this thing will ignore any of the spell effects of Necrotic Wound, which means it's going to ignore Cleave and it's going to ignore Poison too, it will not ignore her Strike. So Nara is going to move 2. That's her movement. She's covered it. She's got Necrotic. She's going to try to hit him. So she is Strike with her claws. She is Strike 2. So she has 2 strikes. He will attempt to strike back. So we have a strike back and 2 strikes from her. He fails completely. Her 14 hits, her 11 hits. She is enchanted, so she has a spell attack, so she does not lose half her POW. And her POW is equal to her toughness, which is 12. So he has no armor, so as long as I get a lower than a 12, I don't. She completely whiffs. However, this is where the funny part happens. She made an attack. She has hit and retreat. During its movement step, she cancels engage. If she declares an attack during her activation, she did, she gets to walk now. So she can just walk 3 steps and get the fuck away. So she's going to go 1, 2. That was one of his reactions. You know what? She's going to do it again. Boink. She's running back in, trying to claw his fucking eyes out. So 2 strikes, 1 strike back. She hits with both. His 11 would tie. I don't know if ties go to the defender or if they just cancel each other out on confrontations. Equal. The confrontation during the result is equal or lower. Oh, so a confrontation roll is considered successful to the model to use. The roll result is higher than the enemy model's successful roll. So the 11 is not higher than the other 11. So they're hitting each other. So it ignores her armor. She doesn't have any. And she hits him. So he's hitting on a POW 10, which will be this die, and she's hitting a POW 12. She hits, he hits. They kill. So she takes a point, but she kills this guy. So she took a point, but she actually has 2 hit points now. She is okay with that, and she can walk. So she can scurry. So she's going to go 1, 2, 3. There are no more enemies on the table right now. Inari has an activation, so she could enchant. Do I need to? She's out of activations. She has no cures, nothing I need to. Alright, Theros is going to walk in, and he's going to sacrifice a dagger. So dagger is getting sacked as an interact action. So that's going back in the deck. And then he's going to do the ritual action, which does not require a roll of any sort, to cleanse the shrine. That was both of Theros's. Seigan is just going to get in position. So he's going to go 1, 2. And then 1, 2. Because I can activate this on my next turn. He is still within line of sight of everybody. I have not activated Encounter 2 yet. Okay. 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 How do I want to do this? So we go to the Chaos deck step, because I do have to do the Chaos deck. I'm remembering. Chaos deck remembers. And what do we get? What is my Chaos on turn 2? Precarious Ambush. Spawn 2 Tier 1 hostiles on the space with a loot token closest to the entrance. If there are no loot tokens, put 1 in the space with the last hero, here, and 1 in front of him. Okay, that's fine. I'm getting another ambush. We're just going to use the spirits, because it makes sense. So these guys spawn in here and here. We now have vengeful spirits again. I would like the spirits to stop, and they come in like this. And now they get their tactical phase, so they're going to get to go. But we also all have RAP. And, well, Seigan is not enchanted right now, so that's a problem for that. And Theros is not enchanted. She is, and she's still got spells. Okay. So, we're going to start with this one. He's going to move up into Seigan's square and try to hit him. Seigan will react with an attack. And importantly, Seigan's attack, I am going to use... So Seigan gets 2 strikes as a sentinel. So he's striking twice. This thing only strikes once. So Seigan is going to use the -3 parry, so it's hitting on a 7 to him. So it hits with 1 die, but Seigan reacts with 2. That's a 5 on mine, an 8. Both of mine hit. His 18 completely whiffs because he only had a 7. So I'm getting 2 damage rolls. Now the POW is halved because I'm not enchanted. We always roll up, so the POW is 15 halved. It is 8. 2 8s. Neither damage it. Okay. So that was the first action of this one. It'll try again, and we will repeat the process. It misses, and my 2 both hit, because I had the 12 and the 7, because I rolled these 2 for Seigan. This one for it. POW 8s. The 2 hits and damages and kills it, so that's dead. Seigan does not fuck around. Second one. Its closest is Theros. So what is Theros going to do? Inari can shoot it too. But Inari will get the melee one. Huh. Theros is just going to have to try to weather it. But that's fine, because Theros' reaction attack is going to be, like, ridiculous. Okay. And there's no penalty for shooting a ranged weapon in melee range. Just shooting into melee with another person. And he has snipe anyway, he doesn't care. Okay, so it's going to try to walk in on Theros. It's going to try to stab Theros, and Theros is going to react with a shot. So it gets the fancy die, Theros gets the blue die. Theros is at a 19 offense. Easily connecting with that, but it beats him, but it would fail because it's on a 10. So Theros actually hits him, because its 12 is higher than its 10. Theros is power 19 halved, rounded up, so 10. Does the damage. Theros kills it. So, we got rid of the fucking vengeful spirits that spawned. Again. They keep spawning and I keep killing them. I need to keep my buddies enchanted if I have nothing better to do. Just in case. Okay. So, let's start. So, strategic, necrotic wound on Nara. For free. Everyone else, we go to our upkeep, we get our AP, we go to our activations. So, I'm going to start with Theros. His first activation is going to be to run, so he can go 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's all he's doing. I am now going to activate Inari. She's going to go 2. And, oh yeah, Theros is at 1. Inari is going to go to 2. And she's going to enchant Big Boy, Seigan, with the Sweep and Burning Touch. She will then activate a second time, move 2 to here, and give him Melting Touch. So Melting Touch, Burning Touch. So ignore armor and burn one and sweep. Nara's going to go 1, 2, 3. So she's there. And she's going to cast Necrotic Wound on Big Boy. So he's necrotic wounded now. So he has, and then her second activation, she could go 3, but she's going to sit there actually. She's not going to go again yet. He's going to go 1, 2, and trigger number 2. Encounter 2. The 3-story pagoda casts a menacing shadow. Around its heavy wooden entrance lies a ghastly pile of only corpses. From within, a chillingly calm voice hums through the air, speaking in a strange dialect. You can't make out any of the words. Your heroes are faced with a choice. I can break down the door and attack whatever's inside. I can call out to the being inside. I can bar the door, or I can leave quietly. That is a problem. So if I bar the door and set the pagoda on fire, I can break the door down and attack. I think I'd call out. So that's BO2B on page 119. 119. For BO2B. As your heroes make their presence known, the first voice inside the pagoda falls silent. After a tense pause, a second voice, human and heavy with sorrow, breaks the silence. Leave this place, it warns, for all you will find here is death and damnation. My heroes are faced with a choice. Choose one option. I cannot select the others. I can either try to convince the entity to let me in. One hero performs an int roll, and then I read BO3. Or I can break in, or I can leave. We're going to try to convince them to let me in. And who's my best int? Inari. Inari's going to try to convince him. I need a 16 or less. I fail. As an action, yeah, it's an 18. On failure, I either need to break in or leave. I really want to know what's in there. But I guess we're leaving. Because I don't want to break in. Yeah, we're just going to leave. We're not going to break in. So, I trigger encounter 3. You exit the pagoda, but before you can catch your breath, a powerful roar cuts through your senses. Turning towards the main path, you see 2 hulking figures appearing larger with each step. Place 2 Oni Marauders, 1 on each entrance space. So, we get 2 big boys. 1 big boy here. 1 big boy here, because this whole tile was the entrance. Okay, but these are just standard issue Oni Marauders. So we got 2 of them. So they only have 2. They have 4 hit points apiece. Seigan has only moved. He has not acted. So, yeah, Theros still has a shot, and he's got line of sight to these fuckers. So each one has 2 AP. Nara still has a turn. Inari has done all of her actions. He's enchanted. He's enchanted. He can do 3 potential damage on his shot. And he ignores armor. So he doesn't care about their armor. He could kill one of these. He could really hurt one of these. Okay. Seigan is going to run on his second action. So Seigan's going to go 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And these hold 4 people. So Seigan is in front of the girls, which is important because Seigan's fast. Inari can't do anything. Nara could. But Nara has nothing else. Nara's hurt. Nara's going to heal herself, or attempt to heal herself. She's going to cast Second Wind, targeting herself. Both of those succeed, so she removes the 1 damage. She's not going to actually move. Or actually, she will move. She would move 2 steps back. So she's back here. Alright. Theros is all that's left. Theros has a clean shot on anybody he wants. So I'm going to do front guy on this side, back guy on this side. Let me get their behavior card. Because right now, they're reactive. And they are 2, but these each hold 4. So these guys can shuffle their way forward. Theros is going to try to shoot the back one. Back boy. Yeah. Theros is going to shoot the back one. So Theros has 1 strike. It will attempt to dodge. Theros is hitting on offense. 19! His dodge is at a 10. He has an 8. He fails. So he does move up, but he gets spanked. So I'm getting 1 plus a burn after this on a power 19, armor piercing. So I don't care about their armor. So that's 1 wound plus cleave. That's 2 wounds plus burn. That's 3 wounds. I just did most of the health of the back one. So back one, this guy, is now sitting on 3 damage. That is everybody. Okay. So now, to the top. They would recharge, strategic, upkeep. We all get our stuff. These 2 are still enchanted, importantly. Oh, end phase he moves up to. Yeah, it's fine. That is perfectly acceptable. He moved up to. Because they are not... This is going to be a whole thing. He's got sweep and burn. He's got pierce and burn. And then he's also got necrotic wound. So, yeah. I do need to have, like, the token so I remember who's got what. Alright. So now we do chaos. We get hostile recovery. Really? So, the back one heals up 2. He only has 1 hit point now. Taken. Or no, recover 1 HP. So he's at 2 out of 4. I still have to smite him, almighty smiter. That's annoying. Of course it had to be that. Okay, so front guy will go first. First action, he can only move 2. Second action, he moves 1 and swings. I will react with the -3. Or do I want... No. I'm going to react with -1 strike. Because I can do that. So I'm striking on 2. And it's only getting 1. So it's a confrontation. It's offense 14. I'm offense 14. But I have 2 hits to its 1. So I just need to roll higher than it does and still succeed to bonk it. It got a 17. That's a failure. I have an 11 and a 9, and I hit with both. So I'm hitting this guy twice with burning. So these will be my 2 regular rolls. The power on mine is 15 minus 3, so power 12. 1 damage roll. 1 fail. So I'm doing 1. Now the 2 burns, which are power 15s. They're full power. 2 hits. So I just did 3 points of damage on a reaction to that thing. That was Seigan's reaction. And that thing has moved fully. And is now at 3. Second one, we'll go 1, 2. and then 1. So first one was 2 movement. Second one, trying to hit me. Same thing. I'm going to reduce its strike by 1. I'm going to get my 2 for Sentinel. It hits. I miss both, so it's connecting with me. Of course. Yep. But technically, I don't miss 1, but his 13 cancels my... Oh, no! That's a crit. I cancel his. So I critted, canceling his, but I only got 1 hit. So hit. And then we'll burn it. So 3 damage. 17 does not. So this guy takes another point. Second guy. So he's now at 3 damage out of his 4 hit points. Okay. Right. To the top of my strategic. Inari gets necrotic. Nothing happens. Everyone gets their AP back. They are in my way. I need some way to deal with them. I could do Inari first. So Inari's going to go first. She will move 2, just to get a little closer. Enchant him with Sweep and Burning. Cool. He is going to... He is going to give himself +1 strike with his fencing. So he's rolling 3, and they will each dodge. So we'll do the first guy and the second guy. So his 3 strikes, he's sweeping. And they can each... Or no, they don't dodge. They try to strike back, but they only strike back once. So... the 17 won't hit on my 14, but the 12 and 7 will. So they're looking at 2 hits. They're striking back. Miss. Neither of those are both higher than their 14. So he just swept in with a burn. This is POW. This is his first attack. This is POW 4. The base hit is POW 12. So 2 damage on each one. So the first guy, this one will take 1 and die. So this guy takes 1 and dies. Second guy takes 1 and dies. And I could do the burn, but it doesn't matter. So they both perish. They both perish. Only Marauders are gone, currently. Sweep is powerful. I am learning. You can see that I am learning as I go. His second activation will be to run. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's running. Inari will run. 1, 2, 3, 4. Theros will run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And my cat will run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then Theros and my cat will each get on the exit panel, but they cannot exit yet. Because they have to take a move to leave. Okay, so that was my entire turn. We now go to the Chaos phase, because there's no hostiles. Premonition. So I draw and look at the top 2 cards, choose 1 and put on the bottom. And then... So we're in night right now. Okay. So I get to put 1 on the bottom along with Premonition, which is going to be like this. And then I'm going to choose that whenever a hostile performs a melee attack, increase its strike by 1. Because guess what? There are no hostiles! Ha-ha! Alright. Go back to my turn. Strategic. Necrotic Wound. Always remember Necrotic Wound. I need to make 2 Necrotic Wound tokens, 2 burning touches, and 2 melting touches. So I remember who has what. Or actually, 3 Necrotics. Move action. Off. Move action. Off. Move. 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 Quest complete. Ending. Before you press on, or resolving to press on, you are intent on escaping this wretched place. If there are no desecrated shrines present, there is not, because there was only the one. I didn't actually get any other desecrated shrines anywhere. I received Fate H and advance time by 1 period. So we advance time. So now I'm going to be... I finished the quest, so time advances. Normally. Let me just grab it. So right now, I'm going to... And I get Fate H, I believe it said. Yes, Fate H. Now, there may be desecrated shrines in here, but I never got in, so... There's only one desecrated shrine, and I cleared it by sacrificing my knight. And we're no longer on midnight. We are now on dawn. Okay. We did it. We completed the quest. Everything's good. Okay. So we're just going to sit my crew up here for a minute. They can hang out there. Okay. So we now need to go to the Shrine Maiden Passage. That's going to be the next quest. Which I believe, yeah, okay. So Shrine Maiden, oh my god. This map is going to be very hard. I'm going to have to set it up and probably have to do a lot of my cards over off camera. Because like, I'm going to have to do it like that. Yeah, this is going to be a lot. Yeah. Unless I do it like that. I'll figure this out. So that's Shrine Maiden Passage. But to get there, we have to journey. And journeying, if you all remember, means it's map time. So, this is not the way I want to do it. I want to do it... Oh, stuff's getting messed up. We're going to do it this way. So I'm here. I need to get to the Shrine Maiden. So we're traveling twice. 2 steps. So, step 1. We're going to flip our event cards, which are over here. And these get discarded. Offering. Store. You approach a small, weathered shrine where a humble offering box rests before it. Inside, you notice only emptiness, a silent invitation to leave an offering of your own in hopes of earning the enshrined spirit's favor. Then, something glinting in the shadows catches your eye. A powerful item lies nestled within the shrine. I'm going to make an offering in exchange for an item. Discard 1 superior item. No, we're not doing that. I'm not stealing it. Alright, we're just going to ignore the shrine. So, time advances by 1. Which is normally what happens. So, time advances by 1. And then we'll have number 2. Why am I taking this up? I need this out. First of all, I need to do this so it's lays flat. There we go. Because right now we were there, now we're going here. Next event, these get discarded, so they're gone. Haunting Ascent. You stand at the base of a steep incline, its rocky surface glowing faintly with violet cracks. The climb looks possible, but dark shadows linger on the heights. Start quest, Haunting Ascent. Find a safer trail. So I either go here or I do Haunting Ascent. You know what? We're going to do Haunting Ascent. So we move from dawn, because I did 1, into midday. I'm writing down what time of day I'm on. But importantly, we're going to do Haunting Ascent. I don't know what that's going to do, and that's page 26. 26. All right, so next time, we're going to do Haunting Ascent. I don't know what that is. It's going to be a whole thing. But as always, I want to thank you all so very much for watching. Hopefully the map for Haunting Ascent is not as big as the Shrine Maiden one. Because that one's going to be a whole thing. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy it. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. I'm getting the hang of this game, as you can clearly see. I started figuring out how to abuse my spells, stack wounds on targets, do lots of damage very quickly. Really, Theros being able to absolutely Shrek people from a distance is really handy. Some people have said that they have a problem using him. He tends to miss for them. But yeah, no, he's my boy. You just gotta stack spells. That's all you gotta do. But yeah, thanks for watching. Until next time, we will do the Haunting Ascent, a event mission. Later.